respected dignitaries, my mentor, Shamidas, my good friend Manjula, organizers, Brahmam and his team, and all the educators. It is indeed a great pleasure to have you all here. And I feel so delighted to address you all on such a pertinent subject, AI in education. Is it a blessing or doom? 2 days ago, we were in Delhi in another conference where the entire conference was focused on AI in education and its impact. One of the speakers was Rob Dale, and one of his slides was so profound. This is the slowest pace of change ever we experience in our life. What today we are considering it is too fast would be the slowest ever that we experience. That is what we are all experiencing at this point of time, and it is going to accelerate. How many of you are aware of ChatGPT? How many of you are using paid version? Which field you think is going to affect the most by artificial intelligence? Okay. Any guess? For sure, education. However, in whichever conference you ask, whatever the sector, they think it is their sector is going to be impacted the most. What it means is there is no sector that is not going to be affected by artificial intelligence. The difference between artificial intelligence and the generative AI, the ChatGPT, is it is so much more evolved and different that has profound impact in what not everything that we do. As Manjula was saying earlier, anything that AI can do, humans cannot compete. That applies to all things that we do, probably including teaching. As just Swamiji mentioned, if teacher is continue to teach in the classroom, instruct, probably the teacher is going to have career end very soon. What this world looks for from a teacher is not instruction, inspiration. AI cannot inspire. What it is important, whether we should fear AI or we should adapt to it, adore it. There is so much of debate, and including today's, my topic is also whether it is a pleasure, it is a delight, it is a blessing, or it is a doomsday scenario. Across the world, this is the subject being discussed, and the world is almost divided equally. Here we are not going to get into the subject whether we are going to say this is blessing or doom. Definitely, I don't know. What is important, without getting into discussion, what all we can do with it? How do we leverage it? How do we benefit it? How do we benefit our students? That is the focus of discussion for today. The first thing is, any of our schools, at least 25 to 30 students are there in a classroom. As teachers, educators, we all know it is literally impossible to meet all the students' learning needs. As a result, the school system generates above average, below average, mid average students. It is the system that is creating this average, below average, not the humans by themselves. But it is not the fault of the teacher, it is not the fault of the school. It is a systemic limitation. However, we have seen the benefits of such a system for more than 200 years. We don't have any complaints about it. We are all the creation of that system. As a result, we have great respect for it. And we are also the providers of it. As a result, we believe in it and we consider that this is the way to go. But however, this is not helping all the people getting into the system. The system that was designed some years ago, some centuries ago, to eliminate people, we are trying to use it for inclusion. That inclusion, the attempts were continuous. However, the results were not up to the mark. This is for the first time in human history. An inclusive education could be possible if we leverage generative AI. We can have a teacher designated and teacher guided tutor at students' fingertips 24/7, 365 days. And student can learn any subject that student would like to learn at his or her own pace and convenience. And probably 10x speed. What does it mean? The load on the teacher in the classroom can substantially come down. She don't need to struggle to explain in such a way that every student understands. That job the tutor can do better, powered by the generative AI. Not only that, today all our parents in schools, they receive a progress report probably once a month or once a quarter. And we all have PTMs. How often? Maybe once in 2 months. And how much time we give to the parent? Max 2 to 5 minutes. What all gets discussed? How much can be discussed? It is just an eyewash. It is a ritual without any sense to it. But that is the only window available for the parent to get to know about the child or discuss. Which is, we are all customers of many services that we receive. If we are also put at the same receiving end, how bad we feel? But ruthlessly, we are all putting our parents at such a receiving end. See how much of the teacher's work can be outsourced to the parents, who are the most interested people, without any cost. And the school leader, the principal, the management, always have to ask for reports. You have not sent me the report. And whatever the report, however nicely decorated report, the leadership is always, in a way, getting to see the rosy picture without knowing the true things that are happening inside the system. There is no way that can happen all the while. That can be addressed through generative AI. A principal sitting in her room can know which student learned what concept to what extent without any kind of dependency of reports. So, be it student, be it teacher, be it parent, or be it the principal, all can get powered by the generative AI effortlessly, and that power is there available for all of us. It is up to us to decide whether we are going to leverage or not. Once it was said, it is not the AI, it is the people who use AI are going to take your job. Let us not worry for AI, but definitely worry for people who are using AI. Then, what is it the school leadership is doing for? How many of the school leaders here? Do you have an AI policy for your schools? Without, as a school leader, having a policy for it, having a strategy around what the poor teacher in your school can do. We can't blame teachers for everything. It is the responsibility of the school leaders to have a strategy, a policy that enables your team, your teachers, your parents, your students to at least to start with that tenfold betterment in what's happening inside your school. Just imagine if you have the AI strategy and you are going ahead with it, what kind of impact it can have on your students and thereby the competitive advantage that you are going to enjoy when compared to other schools that are just sitting ducks or ignorant of what is happening outside the world. You don't need to do so much of marketing. The parent satisfaction and student satisfaction is going to be loud and clear. But you just cannot postpone. What should it include if you haven't have a school's AI strategy? The first thing is you are here, I am talking, you are listening to me. More important is you go and talk to your team, your teachers. Inspire them, explain them why it is required. No teacher ever gets outdated. Human beings need human beings. But it is unfair if the teacher continue to be using the same old methods, even if it can be much better by leveraging AI. Remove the fear in the teacher's mind. Will it threaten my existence? Remove the plagiarism issues. Remove the homework copying issues. In one of the recent surveys conducted on students, today 75% of the students are using ChatGPT for one or the other purposes. The same survey was conducted on the teachers, and only 25% of the teachers are aware of ChatGPT but not using so much. Who is winning the race? Can a teacher continue to be with the traditional methods with the student who is already so familiar with the ChatGPT? Last night I was in a friend's discussion and his son is in 10th grade and he had some doubts in physics. He was having some struggle. So then the father said, why don't you check with ChatGPT? And within 10 minutes, the boy came back and he said, thanks, Dad. I thought I'm going to fail tomorrow's test, but in 10 minutes, I am so clear about it. No teacher can clarify student that much at that hour so clearly in such a short time. This is not one-odd case. Children know how to use things. Unless teachers become an agency that enables student to learn that way, for sure, such a teacher is doing injustice to the student. Instead of that, if she encourages students, you go and learn on whatever is the technology available and come back, let us discuss in the class tomorrow. It is going to be such an encouraging stuff. It can become a flip classroom without big fuss around it. And the second thing is provide required infrastructure. Today, after oxygen, internet is the most essential requirement. We can survive without water, without food for 24 hours. Without food, even more than that. Anyone sitting here, if your mobile phones are not working for 2 hours, can you sit here? That is the requirement. How many of your schools are so internet enabled? What is the bandwidth you are providing to your schools, teachers and students in your school? When it is so essential after oxygen, if you try to manage without internet, where are you headed to? Definitely to a doomsday. The third thing is the infrastructure. Unless the teacher has a gadget that is so interactive that she can connect to the students and parents, what that the teacher can do. So, it's when we talk of village strategy, it is not such a big thing. All that you need to have few basics at place. Thereby, it's going to be a fantastic transformation. We don't need to get into the debate of whether it is going to be a blessing or a doom. As long as you know how to harness the power of AI, it is going to be such a great blessing. And your school will be the top school in the city wherever it is currently. Thank you very much.